আসসালামু আলাইকুম, আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি আজকের ক্লাসে। আমরা বেসিক্যালি হচ্ছে আজকে এইচএসসি 2025 ব্যাচ 2025 ব্যাচের কয়েকটা কমন ইস্যু নিয়ে প্রথমে কথা বলে নিই। তারপরে আমরা আজকের ক্লাসে যাব 2025 ব্যাচ 2025 এর কমন ইস্যু। কমন ইস্যুস কমন ইস্যুস ফর হোয়াট? ফর বাংলা মিডিয়াম এবং হচ্ছে ইংলিশ ভার্সন। অ্যাজ দ্য স্টুডেন্টস অফ বাংলা মিডিয়াম উইল ইনভলভ, সো আমি এই অংশটুকু বাংলায় আপনাদেরকে শেয়ার করছি। দেন উই উইল go to our classes that will be conducted for the English versions, HSC Batch 2025. দেখেন, আপনাদের পেজে, আপনাদের ওয়েবসাইটে যখনই আপনি রেজিস্ট্রেশন করছেন তখনই আপনি একটা লিঙ্ক পেয়ে যাবেন। যে লিঙ্কে আপনাকে এরকম একটা পেজের লিঙ্ক পাবেন, যেখানে ক্লাস শিডিউল গুলো দেওয়া থাকবে। যেমন এই যে বাটনে ক্লিক করলে ক্লাস শিডিউল পেজটা চলে আসবে, ডিটেলস। আবার হোয়াটসঅ্যাপেও একটা গ্রুপ দেওয়া থাকবে, মানে লিঙ্ক থাকবে। তো এটি হচ্ছে আমাদের সেই গ্রুপ। যেমন এইচএসসি বাংলা মিডিয়াম ব্যাচ, এটি হচ্ছে ব্যাচ কার্বন এ। এটি হলো এইচএসসি 25 এর জন্য। এখানে হচ্ছে যে আমরা ডিটেলস, এখানে যিনি রেজিস্ট্রেশন করলে আপনার কাছে একটা মেসেজ চলে যাবে, আপনার একটা পেজ পাবেন, যে পেজে আপনি ডিটেলস পেয়ে যাবেন। অনুরূপভাবে এক ক্লিকে আপনি ঢুকে যেতে পারবেন আপনার পেজে। অনুরূপভাবে আপনি যখন 2024 ব্যাচের জন্য রেজিস্ট্রেশন করছেন, ঠিক একটা ক্লিক করলে আপনার পেজে চলে যাবেন। যেমন করে আপনি ফেসবুকে ঢুকেন, ঠিক সেরকম। আমরা ফেসবুককে অ্যাভয়েড করার চেষ্টা করছি, সেই জন্য, যাতে করে আপনার সময় নষ্ট না হয়। দেন এইচএস ইংলিশ ভার্সন, এখানে দেখেন যে ব্যাচ স্পাইডার। তো এটি হচ্ছে আমাদের এইচএসসি 25 এর জন্য, এবং ব্যাচ বোরন বি এইচএসসি 24 এর জন্য। অনুরূপভাবে কম্বো প্যাক, এটা হচ্ছে ইংলিশ ভার্সনের জন্য। হ্যাঁ, বাংলা মিডিয়াম ইংলিশ ভার্সন আলাদা আলাদা। আর কম্বো প্যাক আছে। কম্বো প্যাক মানে কি? এটি হচ্ছে যে সবাইকে হেল্প করার জন্য আমরা একটা পরিকল্পনা করেছি, যে একসাথে 5,000 বা 4,000 টাকা দিয়ে কোর্স কমপ্লিট করা অনেকের জন্য কঠিন হয়ে যায়। সেই জন্য আমরা হেল্প করতে চেয়েছি। এবং একটা কম্বো প্যাক, যেমন ধরেন এইচএসসি 25 এর জন্য কেমিস্ট্রি, ফিজিক্স, বায়ো, আইসিটি, এই কটা মিলে একটা কম্বো প্যাক করা হচ্ছে। এই প্রতিটা পেপারের, 4টা পেপারের আমরা 2টা করে চ্যাপ্টার পড়াবো, এবং উইথ ফুল একাডেমিক সাপোর্ট। যেমন ধরেন কিউসি, এমসিকিউ, তারপরে শর্ট কোশ্চিন, সাজেশন, তারপরে ইডু ম্যাটেরিয়ালস, তারপরে নোট ইত্যাদি। এবং সাথে থাকছে হচ্ছে, শুধু তাই না, এর সাথে আমরা ওই সমস্ত চ্যাপ্টার গুলো থেকে মেডিকেল, ঢাকা ইউনিভার্সিটি, এবং হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন ইউনিভার্সিটি, প্লাস হচ্ছে বুয়েটে যে ধরনের কোশ্চেন গুলো এসছে, সেই কোশ্চেন গুলো আপনাদেরকে আমরা পড়িয়ে দিব। আচ্ছা, এরপরে হচ্ছে অনুরূপভাবে এইচএসসি 25 এর জন্য একই ধরনের ঘটনা, কম্বো প্যাক রয়েছে, যেটা ইংলিশ ভার্সনের জন্য। হ্যাঁ, তো ইংলিশ ভার্সনের জন্য কস্টটা একটু বেশি পড়ে যায়, কারণ হচ্ছে ইংলিশ ভার্সনের টিচারটা আসলে অ্যাভেলেবল পাওয়া যায় না। দ্যাটস ওয়াই কস্টটা একটু বেশি পড়ে। তো আশা করছি বুঝতে পেরেছেন আপনারা। আপনাদের সুবিধা মতো যে কোনো প্যাকেজে আপনারা ভর্তি হয়ে যান। আচ্ছা, নাও we are going to start our today class. Today we are going to discuss regarding the concept of fundamental particles. This is our first class, officially. Before going to enter into our class, we will go for few guidelines that will help you to understand how you will study HSC courses. So it is very much important to understand the subject matters, how you have to start, and which books would be followed for HSC academic and as well as admission test. As the both the things will be covered with respect to your academic courses. So you are in need to have a clear conceptions regarding the books that are very much required for you to understand in details. So Sarshvi, before going to start our direct lessons, আমরা একটা জিনিস করতে চাই, সেটি হচ্ছে আমি একটু দেখি এখানে আমার অ্যাডমিন পেজ আছে, এখানে দেখি অ্যাডমিন পেজে just looking for the digital board. Okay, looking for digital board. Okay, I see, I got it. Where is the digital board? This is the digital board. Okay, Now I'm going to ask you a question, how you will start your study. Huh? Now the first question is how will you start your study? কিভাবে স্টাডিটা শুরু করবেন? Now, for the yeah, we are going to complete discussion for the English version students for the best is 2025. The first question is how you will start your study. Before going to start your study, you are in need to understand the course matters, the course designs. HSC is a very short and well and details course with respect to your concept, what you actually want to achieve. For achieving the good results in the HSC examination, you have to be more conscious from the day one when you are going to start your study. Firstly, we are in need to know which book do you need to study, which books. So we have to know the names of books. Number one, you can go for main book Hajari and Nag, and this will be a very long way for chemistry. As we are going to discuss for the chemistry, so we are covering only for chemistry here right now. Um, for chemistry, if you buy a Hajari and Nag, this is much more enough for you for right now. And then a few days later, I will tell you. Then you have to purchase the following books. Order the name of the books. These books to be purchased after 1 month or 2 month, after 1 or 2 month. 2 month. Why you are in need to buy these books after 1 and 2 months? Because for your complete preparation for academic exam as well as admission test. The number one is Royal book, Retina, Joy Kali. These are the Joy Kohli. These are the books you will be required to cover your academic portion completely, as well as to cover your admissions with respect to the academic courses. I'm not telling you that you will cover the whole process of academic preparations with your academic courses, but you will have to cover the portions that is related to your academic courses. When you are starting for your academic preparation, then there are few things which is related to the admission. You have to just check out this, and for doing so, to having a check, um, checking out the portions which are uh, very important for the admission test as well as academic test. These books will help you to understand and will give you the crystal clear pictures for the admissions. And as a result of this, your base will be very much strong, and you will learn so much things. As I will go with the QC and MCQ live, and there you will see a lot of things here related to these topics. So the topics that will be discussed, that will be studied for the preparations of your academic exam. This will also go a long way to have a broad spectrum preparation for your admission test as well. So both the things will be covered at the same times if you can match with this. I will all definitely explain you how to match your academic portion for academic preparation, and as well as to the admission for the admission test. So there will be no problem at all to understand and to implement the process. Now the thing is that we are going to focus on the basic things of today, our the today discussions. That is the first question we are going to discuss here right now. Uh, just a minute, please. Chemistry. What is electron? This is our first questions. What is electron? Lecture 1, chapter 2. The before going to discuss regarding the electron, we will have a clear pictures on the fundamental particles. The main discussion of our students is fundamental particle. Now the questions that is very much important to understand. The what is fundamental particle? What is fundamental particle? The particle which once upon a time it was supposed to that the atoms are the main basic unit of a particle which cannot be divided. After the evolutions of the technology and after passing times, it was the concept of the Dalton who think that the basic unit of an element is an atom and it cannot be divided. But up later on, it has been found that the atom is not the basic unit of a particle, but it can be further divided into so many portions. And the scientists had proved that atom can be divided into three portions. Basically, the basic fundamental particles. That is one, electron, electron, electron. Number two, proton, proton. Number three, neutron. The electron, proton, and neutron, these are the basic fundamental particles, which are also further divided into subatomic particles. Subatomic particles. So these are the particles, and these particles are also can be divided into subatomic particles, and it has been found that it can be divided up to 1300, 1300 more particles can be derived from these particles after dividation. So you can see the basic particles, electron, proton, neutron, can be further divided into so many portions, so many portions. So the first things is that then if we have a solid structure, this is the, you can see that this is the wood structure, this is the plate, this is the plane. And if you can start dividing, if you can start dividing again and again and again, once upon a time you will get dust. And if you can go for more fine tuning and divide it and furthermore, you will see that this will be disappearing into infinity. It will be loosed ultimately, and you cannot see in your own eyes without the help of the microscopic element or microscope. So the thing is that if we go for dividation again and again, after a certain period of time, it will be disappeared. It will not, the existence of the particles will be disappeared. After the invention or after the derivations of the dividations of the atoms, we will get the three particles as I mentioned earlier: electron, protons, and neutron. Then we have to see, we have to look at the structural positions of the particles. You can see we can consider the Rutherford model about solar system model. So we can define as the Rutherford model, Rutherford model. It also be said to the solar system model, It also known as nuclear model. So these are the three names of this model. Now we are going to understand what is the solar system model, Rutherford model, and nuclear model. You can see that these are the nucleus, and this is the first orbit, and then this is the second orbit, and this is the third orbit. So these are the nucleus which contains the total mass of the element. Um, um, and the proton and neutron stays within the nucleus. And the electrons are stayed in the first orbit, second orbit, and third orbit. And these are called the energy level. These are called the energy level. Okay, it is denoted as E. This is E1, E1. This is E2, E2. This is E3, E3. So this the name of this orbit is known as energy level, energy level, denoted as E. Energy level contains electron. Electron are it is supposed to that electron moves around the nucleus. These are the this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus, and electrons are moving around the nucleus. Electrons are moving around the nucleus. This was the concept of this was the primary concept of the nuclear model or solar system model. So you can see that this is the nucleus, nucleus. This is the now the one more thing we are in need to know for the admission test or for the academic test for as an MCQ, that is what is the number of electron lies within the energy level. How can you determine the number of electron lies within the energy level or first orbit or second orbit orbit? If you asked by someone, or if you asked to what is the number of electron, what is the number 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 of electron of first orbit. So how we will be able to determine this is not this can be easily determined by the Bury law, by the Bury law 2n square. This is the Bury law. What is the meaning of n? N equal to energy level, n equal to energy level. If the energy level is 1, then n equal to 1. If the energy level is energy equal to 2, energy level 2, then n equal to 2. So when you are going to find out the total number of energy lies in the energy level 1, then 2n square equal to 2 into energy level 1 equal to n equal to 1. So 1 for square equal to 2 into 1 equal to 2. So the first orbit, that is this one first orbit will contain electron only 2. By this way, you can determine the total number of electron contains in the energy level 2. How you can find out the energy level total number of energy of the energy level 2? By using this formula 2n square. You can see that 2 and n equal to energy level 2. So n equal to 2, then 2 square equal to 2 into 2 multiplies 4, and then 4 into 2 multiplies 8. So total number of electron for the energy level 2 or second level is 8. By this way, you can easily find the total number of electron lies in the energy level. Now the question is, these are the energy level. Energy level are subdivided into orbit. Each and every energy level composed with orbital. These are the orbit. These are also denoted as the orbit. Orbit 1, orbit 2, orbit 2, orbit, or this is also known as orbit. So we can easily determine that orbit 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 equal to energy level energy level equal to E. Okay, then orbit are subdivided, or energy level, each and every energy level or each and every orbit are subdivided into orbital. Orbit divided into orbital. That is orbit, each and every orbit composed of orbital. What is orbital? What is orbital? Before going to discuss the orbital, we are in need to see or to visualize the structure or the features of the orbital. So let's see, draw a nucleus. This is the first orbit, and then orbital shape this one like this. And then second orbit, then the orbital should be like this. So how we can define the orbital? The three-dimensional region or space around the nucleus where there is a maximum probability of finding an electron is called the orbital. So we can define the three-dimensional, the three-dimensional region, RES region or space where there is a is a is a maximum probability of finding an electron is known as orbital. So got the point. The three-dimensional region, you can see here the three-dimensional region where there is a maximum probability of finding electron. This is called orbital. Orbitals are classified like this. Orbital These are S, P, D, F. We will learn regarding this SPDF orbital later, but till now, we just memorize the name SPD orbital. So these are the most important part of this today's discussions. Then orbital, and then and then we are going to discuss regarding the electrons now. The basic fundamental particles of any object or any element. This is the first one is the electron. Electron is charged discovered by in 1897. Electron was discovered by electron. Electron electron was discovered by the sub J.J. Thomson, J.J. Thomson in the year of 1897. And then it is the negatively charged particle, and it moves down the nucleus, around the nucleus, and it contains the negative charge. It extends the different distance this from the nucleus. You can see here this is the nucleus, first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit. So the distance of the nucleus to first orbit, and then nucleus to second orbit, the nucleus to third orbit, and nucleus to fourth orbit, the difference are different. So we can say that the nucleus staying in the orbit or energy level are different electrons stay from the different distance, different at the different distance from the nucleus. This one is nucleus. So nucleus, you can see, imagine that this is an electron, this is an electron, this is an electron, this is an electron. So you can see that the different electron are staying at the different position. Different electron are staying at the different position. So the distance of the electrons from the nucleus are not same for each electrons for a specific particles. So we can see that the electrons is the negative charged particle discovered by the Sir J. Thomson in 1897, and this is a negative charged particle denoted as E and then represented as E1, this one. So you can easily understand what is electron. Now the second question is the proton. Proton is the positive charged particle, and you can see here that this is the nucleus, and we can easily find that this is the orbit, and then this nucleus, the proton lies within this, and this is the represented as P, has phi 1 by this way, and it is a positive charge particle, and it was discovered by the Bignani Rutherford 1911 in the year of 1911. This is the positive charge particle staying in the center of the of an element, of a particle. So you can easily understand the concept of the proton. So we are going to move now on the last fundamental particles on the neutron. Neutron is presented as N01, and then it was discovered by 1920 BC by the Rutherford, and then it is, we can say that it is a chargeless particle and it stayed in the center of the of an atom, that is nucleus. So the two fundamental particles, photon and neutron, are staying in the nucleus. Okay, got my point. Beside these fundamental particles, we are in need to understand the few more particles which are also related to this. That is the total number of particles we can divide it into a few classes. That is fundamental particle, fundamental particle. This portion are TLE. These portions are very much important for medical admission, BUET, and university admission. Fundamental particles. Fundamental particles are classified in this way. We can see we have earlier in our earlier discussion we have seen that fundamental particles are electron, proton, neutrons that we have already discussed, and we have already learned something regarding this. And then the fundamental particles are also divided in this way. The number one, permanent particle, permanent particle in Bengali you can say sthayi konika. Then number two, uh, temporary particle, temporary particle. You can say asthai konika. And then composite particle, particle. You can say composite konika. Now we will learn details regarding this. Number one, asthai konika. There are 100 types of temporary particle. Under this স্থায়ী konika, we know that the স্থায়ী konika, electron, proton, neutron, and then অস্থায়ী konika, but temporary particle, অস্থায়ী konika. এর মধ্যে we can see that there are 100 about 100, more than 100 particles which are known as temporary particle. And then among of the temporary particle, more remarkable particle is meson, and then positron. These are temporary particle. Remind it and keep in mind pion, 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 and neutrino. These are the most important. These are most important temporary particle. We have to memorize it. Okay, then now the next is composite particle. Composite particle. Composite particles are the examples of there are few particles which are most complex, lies besides temporary particles. These are known as the composite particles, like deuteron, alpha particle, deuteron, this one, deuteron, this is known as deuteron, deuteron. It is formed with the isotope, one of the isotope of hydrogen. And another one is we can say helium particle or alpha particle. Helium alpha particle. This one He2 4 2 plus. Okay, this is helium particle. Helium particle, TICL, helium particle. So these are the basic things. And I want to recapitulate the last portion. We were discussing what are the types of particles. There are three types of particles: permanent particles, temporary particles, composite particles. All the particles are known and unknown. All the particles are divided into three parts. Number one, permanent particles, electron, proton, neutron. Temporary particles, meson, proton, positron, pion, neutrino. And then composite particle, that is deuteron and helium. By the way, as the discussion came here, and I want to tell you that you should remember this one: the hydrogen atom, hydrogen atom has three isotopes. We will learn details in later, but just now keep in mind. Number one, protium. Number two, deuterium. And number three, tritium. You should keep in mind. These are the three isotopes of hydrogen atom, and we have to keep in mind. Now, I will send you at your note, you will get in comparative study, and here you will see the information that I have already shared with you. You will get at your handout regarding the electron, protons, and neutrons. You have to go through with that one, and if you see you are not able to understand, or if you face any problem to understand, then you let me know so that I can give you the complete solutions. Another important thing to be keep in mind from these discussions, which are most important for QC and for admission test. That is the 1 AMU. This is known as atomic mass unit. This is known as atomic mass unit equal to 1 Dalton equal to 1.6605 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. You should have to memorize it. And then one more thing, 1 ESU electrostatic unit, 1 electrostatic unit equal to 3.33 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb. You have to memorize this. This is the most important things for QC, MCQ, and for the admission test for medical admissions, and also for university admission. So these are the most important things, and most very important things which has been said for the several times for the admission test and also for your academic test. So you should keep in mind, and you have to memorize these two important things. And next, at our next class, we will learn regarding the atomic structure, atomic mass unit, number one, number two, uh, expression of expression of atom, number three, isotope, isotope, number four, isotone, isotone, and last one is isobore. These are the topics that we'll discuss in our next lecture, that is tomorrow. So you will enjoy the class for tomorrow, and you are also requested to cover up this whole things by today. So thank you so much for your patient sharings. And if you think that these topics or this discussion is going long for yourself to understand, or to have a crystal clear pictures for your subject matters, and to understand and the subject issues and the topics, you should share it to your all friends so that they all are also be benefited from the discussion. Thank you so much for your kind uh, patience and patient sharing. And don't forget to join our next class.